Welcome, everyone, to today's episode of Tech and Culture Unveiled. I'm your host, the Factopedia World, and today we're diving into something that you probably use every day but may not know much about: emojis. These tiny pictographs have transformed digital communication and have an intriguing history stretching back further than you might expect. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the surprising history of emojis. To understand the rise of emojis, we first have to go back in time, way before smartphones and the internet. Humans have been using symbols to communicate for thousands of years. Think about ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. These symbols weren't just art. They were a sophisticated writing system that conveyed meaning through pictures. Similarly, Chinese characters, which evolved over millennia, often have pictorial origins. In a sense, these early writing systems laid the groundwork for what we now recognize as emojis. Another precursor to modern emojis can be found in medieval manuscripts. Scribes would embellish texts with decorative illustrations, sometimes using pictorial symbols to add emphasis. Fast forward to the 19th century, and we encounter the first emoticons, typographic representations of emotions using punctuation. The best-known early example is from 1881, when the US magazine Puck printed 4 typographic faces to represent joy, melancholy, indifference, and astonishment. Before we got to emojis, there were emoticons, the precursor to our modern digital symbols. In 1982, computer scientist Scott Fahlman at Carnegie Mellon University proposed using smiley face, sad face, and surprise smiley to indicate humor or seriousness in online bulletin board posts. This was a big deal. For the first time, users could clarify tone in digital text, reducing misunderstandings. These early emoticons spread quickly across early digital forums and email communication. By the 1990s, as the internet became more widespread, people worldwide adopted them. Japan played a major role in advancing emoticons by developing Emoji, more intricate facial expressions created using a combination of punctuation, kanji, and other characters, like the iconic smiley face. Now, let's talk about emojis, where they truly began. While emoticons were widely used in the 1990s, it wasn't until the late 1990s that the first set of true emojis appeared. Enter Shigetaka Kurita. This was a turning point. With Unicode's involvement, emojis became accessible across different platforms, ensuring that an emoji sent from an iPhone would appear the same on an Android device, a Windows PC, or any other system supporting Unicode. Once Unicode standardized emojis, their popularity skyrocketed. Major tech companies like Google, Microsoft, and Facebook adopted them, each designing their own versions of the standardized symbols. Soon, people wanted more diverse representation in emojis. In 2015, Unicode introduced skin tone modifiers, allowing users to choose from 5 skin tones in addition to the default yellow. Over time, new emojis representing different cultures, gender identities, and abilities were introduced, including hijabs, same-sex couples, and accessibility symbols like prosthetic limbs and guide dogs. Another fascinating development was the annual emoji update. Every year, Unicode and the Emoji Subcommittee review proposals from users and organizations, adding new symbols based on global demand. This is how we got emojis like the avocado, the facepalm person facepalming, and the highly anticipated melting face. Emojis are now a universal digital language. They are used in personal messaging, workplace communication, and even marketing. Brands incorporate emojis into their campaigns to appear more relatable, and politicians have used them to engage with younger audiences. Researchers have studied how emojis influence communication. Studies show that people interpret emojis similarly to facial expressions in real life, meaning that a well-placed smiley face can soften a message. However, cultural differences still exist. While a thumbs up is a positive gesture in many countries, in parts of the Middle East and West Africa, it can be considered rude. The role of emojis in legal and political settings has also grown. Courts have had